Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2018 Frankfurt Offenbach Regional, and we have another win and in for you, round 8 for you.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting game. We have some interesting kind of matchup. Unfortunately, this could be pretty one-sided now I've looked at the lists. So we have Hampus Eriksson, a player who, as far as I know, I've just been told, hasn't been played for about 3 years.
Yeah.
But used to be pretty prolific on the scene before then. And Leciejewski, who's playing kind of a spread deck with some really interesting and weird inclusions, which we'll hopefully see throughout the game. And then Hampus is playing Sylveon, so this is actually a really unfavourable matchup for Philip.
It is. Since Philip is only running a couple of energy, and yeah, Hampus is trying to deny anything energy related on Philip's side of the board.
I mean, Philip needs to find a way of taking one KO, and then he might be able to keep ahead, but he's going to struggle. He's also going to be pretty annoyed that I've chosen to maybe put him on stream for this round.
And that's another mulligan, because Hampus is only playing 4 basics.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is that there's still the potential with Philip's list to find some really weird ways of kind of getting damage onto the board consistently. Namely the Shrine of Memory, Punishment, and the Poison Barb. He's playing 3 copies of Poison Barb and a copy of Survivor in this list.
Do you think that Hampus is trying to attack this game?
No. So the Poison Barb's also useful. But, it might be a case of maybe he can outlast and maybe try and spread through all of the stuff happening. So
can one of you guys tell them to put the prizes on the prize cam? That would be very nice. And Hampus is starting off with the Energy Evolution EV, which says that if you attach a basic energy to your EV, you just evolve from the deck the type of energy.
Yeah, this is basically the only way this deck really functions.
Yeah, it is.
I will now play exactly this EV, these energy, and look, I can switch my deck for 3 cards every actually in a really nice spot with Sylveon, because one of the big problems is you'd beacon and then they'd just go N. And you're like, oh, great, thanks.
You don't have too much hand disruption now, so
no.
Once you get rolling with Sylveon, you have a huge hand.
So yeah, this is the thing. So Philip has access to the copy of Judge. So he has one turn where he can reset the hand.
Pretty much Hampus has three cards every turn. And
Philip does not look amused.
No, he doesn't. Especially seeing this. I mean, it was only the 1 unit energy, but Hampus started.
You can see a little, even though Philip knows that this is not a favourable matchup, you can see the little smile on his face of, yeah, you're not the only person who's had to go, what is a Survivor? And how does it hurt me? But then Hampus must be going, well, how do I get poisoned in this matchup?
Yeah, sure.
How does that possibly happen?
And Hampus has already the bodybuilding dumbbells, which increases the HP of Sylveon too. So
I want to point out, I'm no longer looking forward to the train ride home, because I have to get the train home with Philip, and he's going to be really annoyed at me for this. I'm never going to hear the end of this. Because you can look at how annoyed he is. He's the hand just on his chin. We just see a really quick turn from Hampus of, I'm just going to go ahead and declare Magical Ribbon, take my 3 cards. I didn't see what they were. And off he goes. Though the Sylveon lists now, they have lost a lot of tools. They lost the Flagrant. They switched to Plumeria, so they have Reach to the bench instead, but Flagrant was an important card for them. They've also lost access to things like the puzzles, the puzzles of time, the double puzzle to keep recycling random things like E-Hammer. So they're in a kind of slowly kind of position of kind of having to chip away.
What happens is they try to get your opponent out of energies, and then they start slowly attacking and taking eventually 6 prizes.
But when he starts trying to take those, it starts attacking. That's where the Poison Barb comes in. We're going to see it come in at some point, I hope. So Philip, obviously not really expecting to play any Sylveon. Apparently, his matchups today have been pretty good. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people who kind of just, the spread just eventually wears them down. Things like Poison Barb. For those of you who are familiar, if you attack a Pokemon with a Poison Barb, they get poisoned. The Pokemon that's attacking gets poisoned, which is pretty annoying to deal with.
Yeah, sure. It's slowly building up the damage.
Yeah, but it's not even that slowly, because with the things like Shrine of Punishment plus Survivor, you suddenly get these weird turns of just eventually getting somewhere. And now Philip is... He does not look amused. There's no Pokemon on the bench for Hampus, and now it's just a case of, okay, well, I've got a Cargo active. That's 2 attachments I have to commit to get to this, because I can't Guzma around you.
So Philip is like starting his turn. Oh, so he's playing Judge anyway. So it was like, oh, he's already starting his turn benching things when Hampus was already looking into his deck. But
one of those things that becomes a big deal when you're playing against Sylveon, because the games can take a while.
Yeah.
So you're just like, this is like 20 seconds of our lives we can save.
I played Sylveon for like 3 tournaments, so I know what I'm talking about.
Like there's a lot of there's a lot of time going. Yeah. I would like these 3 cards.
And then they're like N.
Yeah.
Do I even have to look at what I get? No, I play N anyway. So okay.
So this is a really unfortunate situation for Philip. Now using his smooth over, choosing what he wants to draw for next turn, deciding. Definitely want this one. It's an escape rope. He's playing a copy of the escape rope. He can at least get what Macago at the first time.
Mm-hmm. But still, he has not like a great attacker at the moment.
Yeah,
at least not against
This is
Sylveon.
a problem. Yeah.
And the Sylveon has 240.
Well,
HP,
also
so.
He's in this awful situation where he needs to go behind on price cards to be able to have access to 8 energy. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't ever go behind, he never has 8 energy to use. So he can be really stuck. Mm-hmm. This is one of those situations where he probably wishes that he's playing one of the Instruct Orangaroo.
Yeah.
No, not the Instruct, the Resource Management.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. First of all, the Resource Management attack is super useful here because they don't have access to Rocket's handiwork, so that you can only ever go through 1 card a turn. So you basically get into a position where it's like, look, I physically cannot run out of cards. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to KO this, and as long as I can keep getting back Rescue Stretcher and keep going, it's just going to take a long time. Also, it confuses for 60 as well with his attack, which is actually really valuable against Magical Ribbon.
Yeah, it is. But then again, like, Hampus is already doing his work. Like, there's another DC going to the discard pile due to Team Scout Run, so...
Yeah, this is going to be a very slow and controlled game by Hampus. It's not going to be an awful lot happening, but it's just going to be very slow, methodical, kicking energy at a time. He's going to leave the counter energies because they're not going to do much. They're just a single energy attachment. Yeah.
Like, once Philip runs out of energies, he has to scoop, like, I guess.
Yeah. So we see the first escape rope of the game, decides to put the Coco active, free retreat being very valuable.
Then playing Lilia.
Did he draw 6 cards then? Or did he one in hand?
He drew 5.
Okay,
so it's 1 in hand.
Couldn't quite see.
Yeah.
So
I think he had the DC on top.
Yes.
With the Macago.
That's it. It is like, well, Poison Barb, I suppose. Yeah, he's going in with the Instructor Orangaroo. Being able to do 80 every turn is actually not too shabby.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But then again, I think Hampus is playing some sort of enhanced hammer, is he?
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah,
he's playing max.
So yeah,
4 max potion, like 7 total hammers.
And the thing is, Hampus only needs 1 Sylveon right now. So
yeah, he's only going to need 1 Sylveon for this entire game. It's never going to get close to knocked out. And if he does choose to bench something else, that's where Philip can maybe try and Guzma that out. It can give him a turn, perhaps, assuming Hampus doesn't already have the energy. No, he has an energy, so it doesn't matter.
He plays like a lot of energies, right?
Yeah, it's the normal 12-2 split that was really common last season.
So you rarely miss the energy attachment.
Yeah. Well, it's actually one of the... I've seen a lot of Sylveon players, one of the first things you'll search with one of your magical ribbons is make sure you have an EV and a fairy energy. Like, if you have a spare turn, grab them just in case.
Yeah, and since, like... hand disruption is pretty much removed from the game, except the 1 judge, which Philip already played. Like, Hampus is free to pick whatever he wants and build like a huge hand.
He can just be going, well, these are good cards.
Yeah.
I'll just take the good cards. I don't mind what the good cards are.
Maybe I don't need them right now. But
but eventually, this max potion would be really good.
Yeah. And right now, it's not in fear of getting knocked out.
No, he has a couple of turns before he really needs it. So he's in a position where he can just kind of sit there. Let him go, yeah, sure, you attack me. And then Philip's just like, I'm just going to play my cards, all right? I've got to play them. They're no good in my hand. They're just going to get knocked out of my hand eventually.
We'll team Skullgrunt anyway, so...
and he also has... What he doesn't know and like he's not aware of is exactly how many energy Hampus is able to remove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So with the 4 Plumeria, the Lucamine loops that you can hit, it's an infinite number.
Mm-hmm.
But Philip doesn't know that yet because he hasn't seen a Plumeria. He's maybe thinking, well, if I can get enough energy into play, or at least like a way of retreating the Macargo as well, maybe he can't quite get rid of all of it, and eventually I can start. But Lucamine has been a huge addition to the deck. It really did breathe a new lease of life into Sylveon back in like, the previous format. Because you basically didn't ever have infinite deck size. Like that was never the case.
But you have infinite supporters now.
Yeah, you just could just go, okay, cool. I always kick your energy. I never need to think about this. I can always hit the thing I need. Yep, that's a pretty typical looking Sylveon turn. He's just going to E-hammer it as well. Philip's face as he scooped there was like, well then, that was not what I was looking for on my first a potential 2 win-ins. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
for
sure. Like the best case scenario for Philip is like lone Eevee, no energy, and then Buzzwole.
Well, so well you say this, but if you actually look at his list, there is exactly 1 energy to attach to that Buzzwole. He's playing 1 unit energy, the Fighting Duck and Fairy one. So this is there for the Weavile attacks. Also for the Buzzwole.
Or if Hampus starts like attaching energy and all 4 Sylveons are priced, then he could like energy drive for knockout.
I mean, I think at that point you're really having to reach for. Okay, how do I win this? My opponent has to price exactly 4 cards, and it needs to be these 4 cards, and all of them.
Yeah.
And he needs to do it now 2 games in a row.
It is possible though. So.
Yeah, he needs to do it 2 games in a row.
Yeah,
so.
he has to.
So Philip's going to cut. He expects to see a couple of mulligans anyway. The mulligan odds are really low with just 4 Eevee.
It's not even 7 cards, wasn't it?
I have no idea. But Hampus is just going to be like he's probably done this a few times. So it's like, nope, there's nothing in that one. Let's try again. Here we'll probably see Philip not bench the Macargo.
Yeah, because it's just an easy Lysander. I do keep saying Lysander.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just using Guzma.
Yeah, it's the one card that will get stuck.
Yeah, sure.
Everything else has a retreat cost of 2, sure, but it's not 2 attachments to retreat, so you can kind of at least get away with something. Hampus may be trying to go for the deck out by mulligan strategy as well. Trying to mulligan as much as he can and see if Philip wants to take all of them.
Yeah.
We see.
So technically, like he has the unit energy in hand, and he has Nest Ball, so it could pull off.
Yeah, it could.
If he finds the escape rope. So.
Well, so I am good friends with a very well-known Sylveon player from the UK, Max Finch. Yeah. And me and him have had discussions about this deck that. It's just unbelievable the stats that there's a group of players who played Sylveon a lot last year. They refer to themselves as Team Sylveon. And there is they have crunched the numbers to find the perfect list.
I mean, I played it like last season in Vienna, and I bubbled with a 9th place, which was kind of unfortunate. So I know this feeling like mulligan.
Yeah. It was like well, no. So this is the thing: this is why you play exactly a 101 Gardevoir line, because otherwise the odds of starting if you play 2, your odds of starting exactly your routes and no way of doing anything are really high. So. Underway. Someone needs to remind Hampus to put his prize cards down on the camera. So we should be fine. We just leave the Sylveon as the active card. It's going to be a Sylveon in a moment. So Philip starts one of the Sneasels.
It's like 10 cards in hand.
It's like, I've basically just used Rayquaza's GX attack.
Yeah.
But without having to do any work. He's like, okay, I'm gonna Nest Ball for the Buzzwole. Maybe Hampus like, oh yeah. So for the guys at home, you'll notice it's on the wrong side for him. There's a lot of energy prized.
Yeah.
There's only there's 9 left in deck, so there's odds of him having 1 are pretty high. But I didn't see one in his hand. And Philip's again gone for the slug mode. A really interesting decision of, look, okay, you stuck it active last time. Surely you're not going to do it again.
But maybe he's ahead of us.
Yeah, well, he's had a better look of his hand than we have.
Sure.
He's holding it slightly just off screen, so he's the only person with a lot of the information.
Mm-hmm.
And the second nest ball, I guess, is
for what's wall? If it's not priced, right?
No, so it is available.
Yeah,
there it is.
You go. He has a lot of cards to play down.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to be going back in.
Yeah.
I have half my deck in my hand. I'll probably be able to find something out of these cards. It's like, so that's a Bridget.
Yeah.
That he's just had.
Essentially, yeah.
It still has a support for turn. If you can play this hand down thin enough to Lily for 8, that'd be quite impressive.
Then again, he already drew 20 cards of his deck, so he's...
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to do that because he's just going to deck up way too quick.
Uh-huh.
The Coco, I see some net. I see. Yeah, now I can shuffle because I have an Acrobike, which is probably the next card to play.
There's no real game plan against the Hampus deck, but I think Philip hasn't figured out the game plan yet. So
I'm pretty sure he knows there's really no way he wins this. There's no way this DCEs stick. He has to, or the only way he wins is if there's those 3 energy have. In the prizes for Hampus,
to be honest,
enough.
I would have played the Acrobike before the nest balls because then the chance, if you played the nest balls first, then the chance is high of you hitting 2 energies or in his case a Guzma, things that you wanna have.
Yeah, I didn't see an energy in the hand for Hampus when he had a very quick show of it on the stream. So he has some Mars. So I don't know what Mars does. Draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Oh, that's what Mars does, and it also drew the fairy energy he needed. That's ridiculous. The whole thing of playing to your outs and just okay, sure, maybe I'll draw a fairy. I'll be fine. Philip's like, yep, that's the game plan. Yep, great, thanks guys.
I think at this point, when I being Philip, I think I would scoop.
Yeah, I'd be like, look, I can have half-hour break to prepare myself, chill before round 9. I still have another shot at making the day 2. So this is because of the rule where they changed to 19 points makes day 2 guaranteed. So both of these players would make the threshold with one more win.
Yeah, it's not out for Philip for sure.
Yeah, it's like
but it's the in for Hampus if he wins.
Yes, exactly. It's a case of Hampus is a lock for day 2, which I'm sure a lot of players will be hoping he wasn't. Anyway, I don't know many people who enjoy playing against Sylveon. And I don't think
it's not fun playing yourself. So.
But it's also, the format is just so ill prepared for it. We saw it at the end, a couple of points last season where people were playing Zaro Gardi because you just go, I'll just Twilight, fine, I'm back in this game. Or the Orangaroos, resource management to kind of play around it that way. And having seen some of the lists, a lot of the lists today, I think only Robin was playing the resource management Orangaroo Zorok. So that would be an interesting matchup.
And you run quite fast out of resources in this type of format.
Yeah. Well, so we also not only did we lose things like puzzles to recover these energy cards, but we also lost things like special charge.
Yeah, we did.
And that really does hurt these decks that are based around DCEs and kind of slow chip damage. Like the spreads, the Simeon has really struggled because you have to rely on counter energy more now. Which can be really tricky for the deck.
There was also Kukui on Hampus' side.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, sure.
If he's under no pressure, you can just go ahead, draw a couple of cards. He wants to make sure that, draw the cards he can, then just take 3 more. It's like, basically he played the Kukui, went, no, those aren't the ones I wanted. Let me go find those 3.
Yeah.
So...
I wonder if Philip has an actual game plan at this point.
It probably involves saying some very unpleasant things to me after I go out there after this game. That's most of his game plan. It's not in this match anymore. It's I may have to hide.
But then again, like props to Philip, he's 5-1-1 with
a very odd.
Yeah,
it's very off.
Yeah.
And he's been saying that he's played like he knows Zoroark is one of the like dodgiest matchups because if they play a high ace of roller counts and things like that, it can be really tricky. But he said he's managed to like force some plays. So having Poison Barb, he said it's actually one of the hardest cards in the deck to use because the temptation is always to chuck it active.
That's not how it works.
Because in reality, you might go, yeah, but they want a Guzma next turn. They want a Guzma for this, so I'll just slap the Poison Barb here. And you have to be going, okay, where do they really want to be? And that's actually a really tricky thing for this. So one of the other cards that nearly made this list, by the way, is the Haunch Crow that does more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon. And I'm betting you wish he had that now. Because like that would actually be a case of like maybe like a couple of spreads in.
Then surprise.
And then surprise. Like, you can't surprise because it's a stage one, but you know it's as close to a surprise as it's going to be. Philip's like, I'm not even going to read it. I know it's bad news. I know he is. He's like, oh no, it's really bad news. Does only apply to the basics. So basically means that the Slugma is equivalent to the Makago, which is actually a good thing for Philip at this point because he kind of wants the Makago in play, and then there's actually no downside to do so.
Yeah, sure.
The Weavile, this is the rule of evil Weavile that he's playing.
Won't do much in this matchup.
Not really going to do an awful lot for him. But it does, in a lot of other matchups, he said, like, particularly against Malamar today, he's just been able to just go, okay, I'm just going to spread 60 to all your Malamars. Good luck. Because they have to, like, Coco twice, and I basically win. He said that...
Philip told us before, like, he has some very, very good matchups, and he has some very, very bad matchups.
This is going to go in the latter.
Yeah.
For sure. This is definitely into the bad matchup category. So we see the shrine. So the tick over. He's gonna like again. The thing is that this is basically infinite damage. By the shrine being in play, Philip has an infinite damage ticking away. Yes, it does mean it takes 20 turns to KO Sylveon, and there are many max potion in this list, so it takes an awful lot longer than that. But eventually.
But then he can also recycle his stadiums.
Exactly. Which is what we saw there with the Lusamine. But like, anyone got any ideas, guys? Looking to around the room.
Like looking for inspiration.
Like, it's like, I've got nothing here, help. Or more precisely, I don't think there is anything here.
Yeah.
You know, if there was a way of playing around Sylveon, I'm pretty sure Philip would know.
Yeah.
And he would be able to pick it out.
But it's like, it's pretty much unbeatable for
this kind of deck.
Yeah, it is.
But this is the thing, is there's actually a lot of decks in this format that kind of do play mostly special. And then all you need is a couple of Plumeria to like knock off. We saw it this morning with the match with Robin played in round 1.
Yeah.
Like, you play in the controls are very similar. Of like, yeah, but if you just can deny a couple of basic energy here and there, most decks are only playing like 4, or the Zara variants are. The Buzzgarb Shrine is playing 2. I think it's the highest I've seen. That they don't play many basics, which means you can just dictate the pace of play by just always finding, okay, right, they're attached here, get rid of it.
And then, especially when you have the Oranguru and have like access to multiple E-hammers, then it's even easier.
And this is what we see with the Lusamine. Like, with one Lusamine in the discard and the other one still in deck, Hampus can basically search his deck, search for a Lusamine, he Lusamines for the Lusamine and another supporter, or whatever, or stadium. It just keeps ticking over.
At this point, like, Hampus has like a 20 card hand or something, which is kind of hilarious.
At which point, Philip brings out his hidden copy of Copycat, draws all of his deck and goes, I will go out on my own terms.
Like, look at the insights.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell if Hampus is going through the deck or his hand. There are so many options he has available to him. He's like, oh, Crushing Hammer this turn. We'll do it again.
Hampus, like, the only way Hampus could screw up this is like if he miscalculates something and does not use the max potion at the right time, but then again...
Yeah, that seems fairly unlikely. Philip, his reaction to that was, yes, there's a DCE in my hand, thanks. It's been a really interesting game. Trying to... From Philip's point of view, he's going, okay, how? Where is the plan? And now we basically see Philip's like, yep, good. If anything, Philip can take a break in this round.
Yeah. That's what I would do, to be honest.
Well, he kind of does during the game. There were a few little decisions he can make, but they're not massively influencing the game.
Not.
Hampus is kind of deciding what can and cannot happen here, and unfortunately for Philip, none of it's good for him. So they're in a really odd situation of just not really being able to go anywhere. So the trick of having to keep running through all of his energy is going to be a real problem. I don't know how many DC he's already been through. I think it's
a couple of
2.
Yeah,
I see 2. So there's only 2 more left for him. And he's going to put the card on top of his deck.
And one is price, of course. And I don't think that Phillips is going to take prizes.
Yeah, it would be the first prize if you were to take one, which is really annoying.
But then again, there's not the greatest chance of drawing a prize card there. So.
No, it doesn't seem particularly likely in this game. So Lily's draws a couple more cards. It's like, oh great, I can attach a unit energy to the Coco because now I can flying flip. Mm-hmm. And then I'm guessing we're going to see something along the lines of Plumeria E-Hammer.
Yeah, something like
this. And there's 2 crushings, so if either of these hits, he's flipped 3 tails in a row. And that one was a heads. So he gets there in the end. He has the Plumeria for the other one.
I think Philip will scoop eventually, but the question is when.
It depends how much of a break he wants, I think.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of time left in the round. Maybe he's just like, I want to see you play this out. I'm going to make sure the guys on stream get to enjoy the full glory that is Sylveon when it's already in full control of the game.
The thing is, sometimes you get a bit tilted, over matchups of this, and then taking 25 minutes breaks.
Yeah, can be really big.
Settles you down. Yeah. So you're more focused.
Yeah, there are a lot of very emotional players who have hit a bad matchup at a wrong time, on a winning hitting this kind of matchup. You'll tilt.
Yeah, it would be way worse when this was round 9.
Yeah, exactly. But at least here, the thing is, if you tilt round 9, it's not the end of the world because it's already over.
Yeah,
you're out. It doesn't matter. Philip does need to be able to take the time between these rounds to just take a breather and just go, okay, I've got this. I can one more game. He basically said that things like a lot of the matchups he has are really good. This is what we heard.
And there are good matchups all over the board. It's not like he has a small chance of hitting a good matchup.
Exactly. So he's actually fit, so he'll be fine. And he's like, yep, okay, right. I've got 25 minutes. I'm gonna go have a break.
Yeah, sure. That's the thing to do, right?
Yeah, of just kind of going, okay, right. I'm gonna go have a word with Connor because he put me on the stream for literally the worst game he could have chosen. So I kind of half expect him to burst through the door. But yeah, so hopefully, for Philip, the next round. But congratulations there to Hampus for making locking up day 2.
I mean, he did what this deck is supposed to do.
Yeah, this is the thing. Is we talk a lot about what Philip did because what Hampus was doing is exactly what Sylveon always does. It just goes.
Set up and then...
you just go, okay, I'm going to play Fairy Energy, and then I'm going to take a couple of E-Hammers, and, you're out of energy, let's go. So
just making sure that you have E-Hammer and energy at all time, and
Yeah, so that's the big trick with just kind of managing the resources. So we're going to have another little pack giveaway, so we're going to have a code. What is Fates Collide? FCO? Is the official abbreviation for Fates Collide?
Interview with Hampus?
Yeah, we can grab Hampus for a winner's interview as well if you want. But I'm going to crack open this pack. So in a moment we'll have a way of doing the entry. I'll set that up momentarily. Okay, so we have a seal. These are actually English.
Yeah, they are.
Bronzor, a Cottony, Burmy. This is not a good pack. Larvitar. To be honest, Fates Club was not a good set.
No, it wasn't.
A Fennekin, a Moltres, Scorched Earth. At least it saw play, but it was a reprint, so it doesn't really count. A Wormadam, and an Energy Pouch, which you never saw play either. So our pack luck has been dreadful today. So hopefully we can get some better packs. I'll put the code. I'll set the code up in a minute, and I'll put something in the chat to let you know. But we'll take a short break. We'll be back very soon, hopefully with the winners interview with Hampus.